Okay. So I believe I am live now. I'm using something called Restream right now, and I'm not too sure how that's working. But yeah, I'm using Restream, and this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Um, all right, cool. I think I'm getting the hang of this. But hello, 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 my lovely darklings. How's it going today on this beautiful witchy Wednesday? I trust all is well. I want to talk about forgiveness today, self-forgiveness. And it is so important for us to do that. It is so important, and I'll explain in just a few. But yes, I am on Restream, and this is very exciting because I feel like here, let me see if I can hear myself. Okay, great. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, yeah. Cool. So I'm on Restream and I am attempting to make things work on here and it feels good so far. Either way, I am going to keep going because yeah, I'm just going to keep going. So how are you doing today on this lovely witchy Wednesday? I trust all is well in your world. I trust you're doing well today. So not only do I want to go live today with you all, with my lovely darklings, I want us to talk about how to forgive yourself. And this is something that's going to be coming up really soon in my universe, Le Monde du Madame Mystique Noire. Um, Forgiving yourself is not even easier said than done. We just have never taught ourselves to do that. We've just never been told to do that. We think that we give ourselves the right to beat ourselves up after a certain situation happened, after we have let in the wrong person, made a mistake, even though technically not many things can be mistakes. They're just learning lessons. They're just things that knock us back more into alignment. But when we forgive ourselves, we are truly letting go of the bitterness, the anger, the hatred, the resentment, the heaviness, the density, the sadness of what we have possibly have done or what we possibly have let happen. And it doesn't mean that we can't, it doesn't mean that we're excusing what we did. It doesn't mean that we are um, making it okay. We're not making it right. That doesn't mean that at all. It means that we are not going to keep punishing ourselves for what has once happened. What is the point of doing that? What is the point of doing that? Hello there. What is the point of doing that? And hello to everyone that just joined. I trust you're doing well today. Yes, but once again, when we forgive ourselves, we are not simply excusing what has happened in the past. We are not allowing it to be okay, or we're not allowing it to not allow us to make better decisions in the future. It means that we are letting go of that which no longer aligns with us. Why keep doing that to ourselves? Why keep going through the pain of feeling like we have to once again keep flagellating ourselves or whipping ourselves or spanking ourselves in order to make better decisions in the future or better decisions right now? That is not necessary. We do not have to do that. It is not necessary at all. So, I'm here to tell you that it is time for you to forgive yourself, my loves. And I'm going to be doing a collective reading, a reading for the collective in a few. I just want to talk a little bit more about what it means to forgive yourselves. So let me know, like, what does it mean for you to forgive yourself? What does it sound like to you? What does it feel like to you? Because a lot of the time, I feel like people assume that forgiving yourself is a negative thing, or it feels like you are, excuse me, being very passive to the things that you need to give yourself responsibility for. I will say that. And I'll even share my story about that very, very shortly, where there was a point in time where I thought, um, where I beat myself up over a situation that happened. And oh my gosh, it felt horrible because it really does show that a lot of our own misery is internal. We always expect, or we always assume that things that are happening outside of us is causing us pain. And even when it comes to forgiving other people for what they've done for to us, it still shows that even after the assault, the attack, the abuse, the circumstances that we had with those people that we want to forgive, it's not a consistent kinetic thing. These people are not harming us anymore. We're holding on to that pain still. We're still holding on to that guilt, that shame, that trauma, that sadness, that heaviness that just radiates through our entire being from head to toe. And when we do that, we're just creating illness. We're creating circumstances that do not align with us. We're creating more and more heaviness and density as humans already, as dense beings already. So it is really important for us to not even get it together. I was going to even say that, but we need to remember that this is not everything. What we're experiencing now will not be our only experience. It's not the only thing that we'll ever experience. We can change at every moment. That's the thing. We can change at every moment. A lot of the time, we feel like we're stuck or we're doomed to the past or we're doomed to who we used to be. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything, you've been enriched a little bit more right now from the experiences you've had in the past and even in the very recent past. You are always a new person, regardless of what is happening in your circumstances, whatever is happening in your life right now. You can choose. You have the freedom, the sovereignty of choice. As much as we don't feel free in the world, and we really do feel like we're stuck and bogged down from all that's happening that's in the world today, from northwest, south, and east, it really feels like we have no control. It feels like everything's out of whack, everything's out of sorts. But the only thing, if we can't control the outside, the one thing you can control is what's going on internally, my love. You can control everything internally. And of course, there are some things that we can't slow down or completely have steering over. There's a lot of things that like certain mental illnesses, certain psychotic disorders. Uh, there, what can you do? Sometimes things are genetic and they feel harder to be relieved or be cured. But at the end of the day, we have more control than we think. And when you're forgiving yourself and you're forgiving other people, you're taking back that control. You're taking back that control that you want to have in the outside world. You're taking back the control of who you used to be. You're taking back the control on how you want to feel, and you're taking it into your own hands. You're waking up to your own magic. You're allowing yourself to be, which is an amazing thing. I'm trying to figure out after I go live. Am I live? I can't tell if I'm live on Instagram. Wow, I wasn't live on Instagram this whole time. That is so funny. Wow. Oh my goodness, my lovely darklings. My apologies. My apologies, my lovely darklings on Instagram. That's so funny. I was talking about I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go live on Instagram. I'm gonna go live here and there." But even then, I wasn't even live on Instagram this whole time. That is so funny. But hello, my lovely darklings. Hello, hello. I trust you're doing well today. Please excuse my hello sir, higher learning. Please excuse my 10-minute lag, my 10-minute lateness. I thought I was live on Instagram this whole time. I've only been live on I've only been live on uh what is it called? On YouTube, which is hilarious. So funny. That's okay. I'm not even mad. Not even mad. I'm grateful to be here. But hello. Let me know how you're feeling so far. Let me know how your days are so far. Uh, but yeah. Oh, yes. So I'm just going to keep going what I was saying. So, yes, once again, we need to forgive ourselves. Our forgiveness is paramount. It's tantamount. Paramount? Tantamount? It's of paramount importance that we forgive ourselves because we are not the same person at every moment. We can change at every moment. We are allowed to change. And when you forgive yourselves, you're giving yourself the room to change. You're giving yourself the space to change. And it's a beautiful thing. So yes, let me just make sure. But hello. Let me know how your days are so far. And I trust you're doing well today. Oh my goodness. I think that's so funny once again. That is so funny that I was technically 10 minutes late because I did not know that I had to click something. Because once again, I am using something called Restream right now because I want to go live on YouTube and Instagram simultaneously. I want to do that. I think that it would be so much fun. But yeah, that's really funny. But either way, I'm going to keep going. So let me tell you my story of how I forgiven myself because that is a whole thing on its own in its own right. So I learned to forgive myself not too long ago. I actually talked about this in a recent YouTube video. I'm going to publish it sometime this weekend. But I used to be somebody who would steal. I'm just going to put it out there. It's a very vulnerable topic for me because it came from a vulnerable place. But I used to steal. And I used to be somebody that I I felt the need to take things from certain corporations, from certain businesses, because I felt like I didn't have enough. I felt like I was lacking. I felt like I had no abundance. I felt like abundance couldn't come to me. I felt like I had to take things and I had to shoplift in order to have more, in order to have more material. Because how I was raised very blue collar, very lower middle class, and I didn't have all the bigger brands and all the cutesy things that people would wear, and it felt really good to have a hold or literally be able to get my fingers on some material that I could just take home with me for free. And sometimes the feeling or the energy behind taking things for free, it isn't it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to just take things for free. Because I don't even appreciate things that are always free. You know what I mean? I love free things. The best things in life are free. But sometimes you can't even really appreciate a certain things when they're just free and ready for you and at your disposal. And not that everything that's accessible is not worthy of your time, but I can't even appreciate the clothes. I couldn't have even appreciated the clothes that I five finger discounted because they were for free. Like I couldn't appreciate them. My hard earned money or my aligned money didn't purchase them, or I didn't save up for it, or I didn't like there was no way I could really appreciate the clothes that I got because they were for free and they were from not good circumstances. So while I was stealing, I would justify it by saying like, "Oh, I'm stealing from bigger corporations. Who cares? They'll make the money back. They deserve it. All those types of things." But no, that's not what the universe sees it as. That is not what the universe sees it as. That doesn't even like compute. What does that even mean? What does that even mean to in the scan the grand scheme of the universe that, oh, nothing, the corporations can they can handle it. What does that even mean energetically? Because energetically and vibrationally and frequency, like based on frequency, it was coming from a place of lack, coming from a place of, girl, what is you doing? It was just not, I, it took a while for me to forgive myself from that. Because when I did my inner work, when I did my shadow work, when I really put light on this darkness, when I put consciousness on this unconsciousness, when I gave that part of myself attention, I realized, no, no, that doesn't feel good. And that's actually not in alignment with who you are. What is that? What are you doing? And why? And when I really got to those conclusions, when I really did the deep diving, and when I really analyzed my shadow, when I really paid attention to the part of me that felt like it was necessary to steal, I realized it doesn't sit right with me. I don't like this. I don't like this part of myself. And that's the thing. When you forgive yourself, you're no longer shaming yourself into splitting yourself off into different pieces, because that's what happens when we have, our darkness. We compartmentalize our darkness from our consciousness. We compartmentalize the darker aspects of us, the aspects that are not seen as well, the aspects that are not, that are probably shamed or hidden, especially since the world has conditioned us to stuff some things away, stuff some emotions away, stuff some traits away. Because we know that if we blew up in public, not a lot of our friends would want to talk to us anymore. We knew that if we said our piece to some certain people, speak our truth, they probably wouldn't like it or retaliate. And we don't want that. That's so scary, right? Even though speaking our truth is the like number one most authentic way we can live our lives. And that's why forgiving ourselves is really important, because once I reconcile that part of myself where I found out why I would steal so much. I found out why I felt the need I needed to steal. And once again, it came from a place of not feeling abundant. It came from a place of not feeling like I had enough. It came from a place of not appreciating me. I didn't appreciate me. I did not appreciate me. And because of that, I I acted it out in a very, I don't want to say low frequency way as if I'm judging myself, but I acted out in my own worst interest. That's why when we forgive ourselves, we are giving ourselves the unconditional love and compassion and understanding that we need, especially when we were children, because we're still children. We're still our inner child has never left. We're still that child. We just matured. Our organs have matured. Some of us probably have not actually matured, but our organs have matured. That's the only difference between, and we've had certain experiences that made us less jovial, less light, less airy, less in wonder, less curious. We we got more and more dense along the way as we grew up because we've been conditioned to believe to be that way. And in turn, we have lost our childlike essence. We have lost that wonder, that sense of curiosity and joy I was talking about. And when we are forgiving ourselves, we're once again giving ourselves that love that that inner child needed at the time that this situation probably happened. A lot of the time we blame ourselves for our own abuse. We blame ourselves for our own trauma. We blame ourselves for our own the turmoil that we've experienced. And even though a lot of it is not our fault, it is still our responsibility to create better action from it. And that may not always sit well with people, that might always feel good, because we always want to have someone or something to blame. It feels so good to see that something outside of us is the problem, because it can be very challenging to look inward. It can be very challenging to look inward. And that is something that we need to really be curious about. We need to be very curious about what is going on internally rather than running away from it. What is there to run away from? You're always going to come back home to yourself. You are your home. You're always going to come back home to yourself. So forgiving yourself is once again not allowing yourself to punish yourself, not punishing yourself, not flagellating yourself, not beating yourself up of the things that you used to do or you used to be, so that you're able to become more. You're able to hold more abundance, hold more joy, hold more compassion, hold more love, hold more understanding, hold more empathy. Giving that empathy to yourself, you can't help but to give that empathy to other people, regardless of what walk of life they're on, or what background they are, or what they believe. Of course, we don't have to like everything that everyone does, but you'll have more compassion for them when you give the compassion to yourself. And it starts by forgiving yourself, my love. It starts by forgiving yourself. And I want to do our collective reading. But I also have something cute happening very, very soon. I'm going to be having, once again, I see this as a community. I have, once, y'all already know people who've been with me since day one or year two or year 8. Y'all know how I'm like. I like to switch it up. I like to change things. It's okay to move into different aspects of your creation. And the more I do my inner work, the more I do my shadow work, the more I expand, expand, expand. I always do. Hey, darling, love you too. And hello to everyone that just joined. I'm on Restream right now. I'm on this Restream app right now. So I can't really tell what's happening, to be honest. But I'm going to do a collective reading really quick. I already talked about how to forgive yourself and what it means to forgive yourself and why you should and how to do so. And it once again comes down to you talking to your inner child, you talking to the version of yourself that this pain has happened to, with compassion and love and understanding. Excuse me, because it's so important that we give ourselves that love. Why? Why not? Why not? Why beat ourselves up over something that's happened in the past? It's not happening now. And if it's happening now, you have the power to change it. And it all changes with your perception. It all changes with you integrating your darkness into wholeness. And it all changes with you giving yourself the compassion needed to make more aligned action, even if someone else is doing it to you. Even if someone else is doing it to you, your wholeness, your sense of self love and self understanding and self acceptance and unconditional love will bring you more into alignment of the next step you can do, even if it feels far fetched. And once again, I see ourselves as a community. And I want to talk way more about this in my upcoming events that are going to be happening. So let me tell y'all really quick before I get into the collective reading. I'm going to make this a little on the shorter side, even though I was late on Instagram on accident, I swear. Because I don't know if I'm going to use this app again, but so far so good. It's not even, it's giving, it's fine. But my thing is, I want us to be a community. I want us to come together for virtual or maybe even in person events in the future. I want us to come together so we can elevate together, we can ascend together, we can learn how to be healthy, well, and thriving and expanded mind, body, and spirit, mind, body, emotion, and spirit, and more. And I want us to all do this together. So I'm going to be hosting more events, virtual at first, and I'm definitely going to be doing things in person if you're in the Baltimore, Maryland area, or even in just the Baltimore, DC, Virginia, the DMV, as we call it here. If you're in that area, definitely stay tuned for anything that's going to be happening. But my upcoming event that I'll be happening, I'm going to be announcing this actually this week. Is going to be my another shadow alchemy meditation class. I just did my shadow alchemy transforming darkness into light meditation class almost 2 weeks ago, and that was lovely. That was very, very lovely, and I'm very excited to do it again. And because of that, I want to do more recurring events, more events that happen weekly, monthly, whatever, however we decide to do it, because I want you to let me know what is in alignment with you as well. I want to have those things in free and in low cost so that we can all learn how to ascend, because we all have the power to do so. And, once again, it is not necessarily easy, but it is fun. It's exciting. It's exciting to know that you can be more, that you can let go of things that allow you to take on more and to be more. So yes, I'll be having my shadow alchemy meditation class coming up soon, and it will be about self forgiveness. I'll be announcing the date for it this coming week when I announce the promo. But I don't know if this is recording. By the way, love you too, Habutu. I'm not too sure if this is recording, but it is a-okay. I kind of wanted this to be on my Instagram, like as a reel, but what can you do? So I'll be doing a collective reading, and this will be how we can forgive ourselves right now. How can the collective, my lovely darklings, forgive ourselves right now? So just give me a few minutes to put my energy into my deck, and then I will begin. But other than that, let me know, what situations in your life have you not given yourself forgiveness for? What parts of you could use more compassion from you? Let me know in the comments as I put my energy into my deck and get onto our reading. But yes, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all and look forward to see what Spirit has to tell us. All right. Okay. Okay, so what does the collective need to know to forgive ourselves? What does our community need to? And I actually want to figure out what name should we call ourselves. Of course, I already have my lovely darklings and stuff like that, but I would like to know like what other names I could give for things. Like that's intriguing me right now. I like giving things names. That's why I call y'all lovely darklings, because I always like to have names for things, which is hilarious. Hey, Manson, darling. Yes, and once again, my lovely darklings on Instagram, thank you for your patience on my 10-minute lag. Once again, I'm using Restream right now, an app that I may or may not use again. I'm not too sure. I don't even know how it looks on Instagram for me. Ugh. It looks like I have this like purple background thingy. Okay. Either way, I'm streaming on YouTube and Instagram right now, so that's fun. All right, so right now I'm doing a reading, a collective reading about how we can forgive ourselves. So I'll just do 2 cards to save some time. And I know that Restream is pretty time sensitive. So after the reading, uh, it looks weird. Does it look weird, Manson? Oh, okay. Yeah, then I may not do Restream again. I still want to figure out how to go live on Instagram and Facebook at the same. I mean, YouTube at the same time. Because on YouTube, it's looking fine on here. Does it? Wait, let me check. Does that look better? Let me see. Does this even look better? I can't even tell. Okay. Yeah, I can't tell. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just going to go on with the reading. So once again, I'm asking, what does the collective need to know to forgive ourselves, to finally let ourselves off the hook, to finally give ourselves the love and compassion and understanding that we've always needed? Okay, great. All right, so did it go on Instagram? Did it get better on Instagram? Because there's a lag on Instagram for Restream. Okay, great. So let's get started. I'm just going to pull 2 cards. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Earth. I love this. I love this card. It has a number 3 on it. It kind of has Metatron's cubes or the Star of David on it. It has all the colors of these chakras on it, and it is a woman dancing. You could tell that her root chakra is very activated and on point. So is her heart chakra, and so is her crown chakra. So what I'm getting here, and also there is Mars energy, I believe, and that looks like, I'm not too sure what that zodiac sign is supposed to be. Oh, so that probably means that doesn't necessarily mean Aries, but Mars is the ruling planet of Aries. But now it's super zoomed in. Okay, so I'm probably not going to use this app again. That's perfectly fine. All right, I'll zoom out a little bit. Okay. So I love this card. So this is showing us that we need to lead with our heart right now. This is what I'm getting. We need to lead with the heart of Mother Earth. And the thing is, we need to honor the cycles of life. We need to honor the cycles of things coming and going. We need to honor the fact that not everything is going to stick around for the show, for the entire show of our lives. So what I'm getting from this card is that, and it's also the number three, and it says works. When it says works, what I'm getting here is we need to work on the part of ourselves that feels like we can't move on, that feels like we're stuck to circumstance, that feels like we're doomed to everything that happens on this earth, that feels like we cannot grow, that we cannot change, that we cannot break cycles. Because that's what really keeps us stuck. It's the fact that we feel like we're stuck. We don't understand that there's more. We don't understand that in the situation that we're in right now, it doesn't have to be the only situation. It's not the only, like, for instance, a lot of us won't get out of that toxic relationship, that destructive relationship with another person because we feel like we won't get better. What makes you feel like you won't get better? What makes you feel like you are deserving of this? What makes you feel like, and I understand that there are some people who don't really have the resources to leave or do what they need to do, but there is always better. There is always more. There is always expansion in everything that we do. And this card definitely gives off the vibe that we need to remember that there is more to life than our current circumstances. There is more to life than our current circumstances. We can be and do whatever we feel. Of course, as long as we're in integrity and not hurting anyone. And, if it's illegal, there's obviously things that we can't do. But at the same time, though, we need to remember that this situation is merely a blip in the story and in the chapters of our story. This is merely a moment in our entire life journey. We are not doomed to circumstance. We are not doomed to this moment. We can change and move at any time. Not that I mind seeing you up close, but it's not HD like it normally is. Ugh. Yeah, darling. I don't think this is recording anyway. So, as much as I would like it to record, to be honest, um, but because this was on Restream and because this is a very interesting situation right now, I may not care that it's recorded. But yes, we need to remember that we are not stuck. We are not doomed to our circumstance. We can choose to be whoever, and we are able to move. We are, speaking of Earth, there is a saying that people say, we are not a tree, we can move. I love that saying. And the next card is, I actually got this inverted. I usually don't do inverted cards, but I feel called to play this as an inverted. So this card is the inverted of the pleasure card, which is a beautiful mermaid, a thick little mermaid, on a shell, on a rock in the middle of the sea. She's just beaming at the sun. And this is a Scorpio card, and the planet for it is Sun. So this is a Sun in Scorpio. So yeah, this is the pleasure card, and it's six. So what I'm getting from this card is that, and once again, it was inverted. Usually I don't do inverted cards, but what I'm getting from this card is that we are not paying attention to the sensations in our body that feels good. We are not doing things that feel good. We are not doing things that feel good. We are actually doing things that we feel make us feel safe. Just like the Earth card I said in the beginning. The thick mermaids is hot. Agreed. Agreed. And hello, Marisa Ada. And hello to everyone that just joined. I know Instagram folks, you're not able to see the folks from YouTube, but just knowing that we're a community together. And hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. So what I'm getting from this card is that we are actually operating in our worst interest emotionally, because we feel like we want the security, just like the Earth card in the last poll that I just had. We think that we want the security, we want the stability, we want the foundation of For example, certain jobs, certain people, anything. It could be anything. There's a lot of things we want security from. But that is, I'm just going to say it, I don't care. That is the programming, the 3D matrix programming of what we've been like conditioned to believe. We've been conditioned to believe that we need to do this or that or the third in order to feel safe or secure. Okay, temporarily, but when they kick you out, when they fire you, when they break up with you, then what you gonna do? We need to create our own sense of stability. We need to create our own sense of foundation. We need to create our own sense of safety, security, uh, grounding. And that's what I'm getting here. The opposite, I mean, honestly, the opposite of water would technically be fire. But I would even say use the like when in response to that, use that fire in your belly to activate the pleasure within. And pleasure not meaning like you're just sitting there schlucking all day, sitting there flicking beans all day, sitting there spanking monkeys all day. You know, that is a beautiful thing within itself, but it is very important that we play by our own rules in a way that is in alignment to us. Play by our own rules in a way that is alignment and in alignment to us. Yes, Manson, I totally, we live in a simulation. Absolutely. It's true. Like I don't like to use a lot of buzzwords because that's where people start turning away their ears, but you know what? So be it. It'd be like that sometimes. I'm always going to focus on what we can do. I'm always going to focus on what we can control. I'm always going to focus on the joy and the happiness and the love and the peace. But I'm also here to remind you that the darkness comes from how we've been conditioned. The darkness comes from how we've been conditioned. And when you do not pay attention to your own darkness, once again, you're being asleep to your own magic. Your darkness is your magic. You can transmute it to be whatever you want. You can transmute it to be whatever you want. And the forces that be in the external world wants you to be once again asleep to your own magic so that they can control, they can from the collective energy, they can control that collective energy of people feeling like they're in survival mode. And for whatever reason, that's advantageous to them. Oh, well, I know why, because it keeps us being consumers. It keeps us being consumers. So yeah, at the bottom line of the reading, the collective reading for my lovely community, my lovely Darkling community. I want to create a name for that, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but is that honestly what in a nutshell, it is saying create your own rules. Stop making it seem like you're not able to move. You are amazing. You are multidimensional. You are a dynamic, powerful being. You are not just your body. You exist on every dimension. You exist in every dimension. What makes you feel like this situation right now is bigger than what you're capable of? We're capable of it all. Use it. And don't let the conditioning of the external world, the ills of the external world, the rules of the external world determine how you live your life. You get to choose at every moment. That is what makes us free, our choice. And like what the late and great Dick Gregory said, as I always like to say, if they oh, what is the word say? Of course I forgot because I'm on a roll right now. I'm just channeling right now. But program your mind before they program it for you. If you don't program your mind, they're going to program it for you. And we've all been programmed. And this is not a doom and gloom sci-fi type thing. This is actually happening, but we have the control to program our own mind. That's how powerful our minds are. Um, Spanking monkeys is my favorite weekend pastime. I mean, it'd be like that as long as you're doing it from a healthy place. Marisada, I started applying for residency opportunities and grants so that I can free myself. It's been hard trying to leave my job, but I'm working in a smooth transition. Tired of being in survival mode, and honestly, it's exhausting. I completely understand what you mean by that, darling. I understand that. I've been there too. I've been there too. And this is what our community is supposed to do. This is what I want us to do in our community, in our soul care community, in our Darkling community, in our Shadow Work Club community, whatever I choose the name to be, and any suggestions are welcome. But the reason why I want to do these virtual events, these virtual gatherings, these virtual and in person uh, shindigs, soirees, parties, gatherings, really, is so that we can all do this in a fun way. We can learn how to eat well, to clear out some things in our body. We can learn to meditate and do our shadow work, so we can release the darkness and transmute it to better things. We can learn to do yoga together so we can stretch away and melt away all of our sorrows and be in movement and work with the earth cycles. We could take cooking classes together to learn how, all those types of things I want us to do so we can all ascend together. We can all learn how to ascend in a fun, practical, and um, practical, easy, and community based way because community is everything. And that's something that I've lost sight on. And I had to forgive myself for losing sight on the past couple years. And Manson, Lovely Darklings. I've always liked that name. I like that too, especially since most of my supporters, I would say, and people that I want to attract anyway, are usually of the goth, metal, punk, rocker, alt persuasion. Another reason why I say that, but I also call people lovely darklings because we come from the darkness. That is the divine feminine. That is the sacred feminine. We come from the darkness because really the creator, source, God, divine, whatever you want to call it is just a fog. It is just all pervasive fog that takes nothing into something. And that's what darkness is. You're taking nothing, something that's unconscious, something that you're not able to see or perceive yet. You're shining a light on it and you're transmuting it to your liking. So that's why I like to call us lovely darklings on top of me liking that term because it sounds gothy. But yes, thank you, Marisada. I'm glad. I'm so glad. And I would love for all of you to join me on this journey of creating I already have a community here with you all anyway, but I wanted to be very intentional this time. A lot of us content creators and healers will be talking to our audience, we'll be talking to our supporters in our lovely community. But sometimes it's not always intentional. We talk just to talk. But I want to talk so we can talk together. I want to engage because we're in this together, y'all. Look, let me tell you, as I always say in every live, I am right there with you, hand in hand. I am no different than you. Even if I'm into self mastery, even if I have elevated my consciousness in a certain type of way, I am only this way because I just have a certain set of tools. I want to share those tools with everyone who's aligned with that. That's all I want to do. Excuse me. I want to share my tools with everyone who is ready to hear this message because I want everyone to ascend. I can't just be sitting on this message when I know that we all have the power to do so. Hopefully, I was able to do that. Wonderful. And man said, yeah, lovely darklings. It does feel so me. It does. So I might want to keep the darklings in there. Yin and yang, absolutely. And can you type your YouTube channel name? I have my YouTube channel right here. I'm actually going to be, and also I'm on YouTube as well. And I am filming more things for YouTube, being more intentional with my YouTube, not just adding, like putting shorts on it and just like calling it a day. Once again, I want to be more intentional. And I understand that in the hustle and bustle in everyday life, you're very welcome, darling. Oh, yeah, my name is Madame Mystique Noir everywhere. On TikTok, on here, even on Facebook, even though I don't really use Facebook. Hi, Constant Goddess. And hello to everyone that just joined on both platforms. But yes, based going back to the reading, we have all the tools we need in order to move. We just need to move in the direction of our highest inspiration, not even just passion. Your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your benevolent protectors, the spirit of air, fire, water, uh, earth, the spirit of north, south, east, and west are all speaking through you. You know the message. You've been getting the message. You've been getting the message for years and years to eat better. You've been getting the message to meditate. You've been getting the message to lift at least 5 pounds, at least lift the weight. You know what I mean? You've been getting those messages. And sometimes we ignore them because we're working against our best interest because we feel comfortable. It's not because we can't move and we're not free and we're not sovereign. It's because we don't feel we don't the unknown scares us. So when we forgive ourselves for the things that we have, hello there, Namanja, when we forgive ourselves from the our past mistakes or our the things that we have not reconciled with ourselves yet, we can achieve anything. So once again, I am so grateful for you all being here today. Once again, I'll be having my Shadow Alchemy meditation class coming up very, very soon. Within the next few weeks, I'll be making a post about that very soon. I wanted to make this a reel for my Instagram. So now I'm gonna have to probably post something in between then to like buffer ads. I don't even like to post a lot of promos, but once again, I've forgiven myself for the part of me that have not have that was scared of shamelessly promoting myself. Because I want to promote our events here in the lovely Darkling community with our lovely Darklings. I want to make sure that we're all coming together in a space where, once again, we are ascending in the right way. We're ascending in a way that feels fun, that feels unique, that feels authentic, and that it's just going to be fun, easy, and light and airy. So yes, definitely join me for my next Shadow Alchemy meditation class that talks about forgiving ourselves. And I'll be having more events coming up very soon. I'll be talking about it with you all on the YouTube community and the community posts and in my Instagram stories. I may even make a post about it very soon on Instagram, asking people what they think about certain things, even though you already know I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to do what feels good for me, but still, one will not evolve without failure. We learn a lot by our mistakes and failures, absolutely. And that's where the darklings come into play. Like, I'm so all about love and light, trust and believe me. But when you channel that love and light through and it pushes the darkness out and you allow it to rise and fall, you accept that darkness and you accept your mistakes, you accept your failures for what they are, just lessons, just challenges, just circumstances or situations that happen in your life to show you more of who you are, to be more authentic, to be more aligned, to act more with integrity. So, yes, thank you so much for joining me, my lovely darklings. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for everything that we're going to be doing. I'm so excited. Once again, I'm probably not going to be using Restream again, but I may try to do a thing where I'm on my phone for Instagram and then on my laptop for YouTube. I'm not too sure, but I may do that. I think that'd be the best idea. But either way, thank you for joining and for my 10-minute lag and for the understanding of how my live looks today and the fact that it will not be recorded. I don't think it's recorded, but that is okay. I'm not even mad. But yes, much love. And until next time, my lovely darklings, bye bye. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I'm just going to say this one comment that's on Instagram because I love to hear it. We learn a lot by watching Mama Madame's streams too. I love you, darling. Thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful for you. One love. I'm excited too. Thanks for creating a space for us to elevate. It is my pleasure, my divine honor and pleasure to do that for you all. To do that for you all. I'm so grateful for you being here. I'm so grateful for you all seeing me and supporting me and understanding me. And as much as I've been here, there, and everywhere, up and down, off and on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. I am just so grateful for all your support and love over the years. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so, so much. So yes, I'm going to end it on Instagram first because I think that's what I'm supposed to do. But love you all. Much love. All right, ending it on Instagram, and now I'm ending it on I was about to call it Facebook, but ending it on YouTube. Much love. Bye.